Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. Coming at you slightly earlier, by the way. I think we're going to start doing 4 o'clock live streams just in perpetuity because Fridays are lit, and we usually do it on Friday. People are end of the week, end of their work day. It just makes sense. You guys sound off in the comments if you're okay with 4 o'clock, because either way, we're probably going to do it. But anyways, my name is Clint. You can find me as RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. This guy is deranged. He's unhinged. He is DMac_LA on Twitter and Instagram. Tell the fine people how you're doing today, Chief.
I'm doing pretty good. The Dodgers take 3 out of 4 from the Cubbies. They've got some momentum. They were homer happy. James Outman went off. Max Muncy went off. So it's kind of good times in Dodgerland once again. So I'm feeling a lot better than I was on Friday.
Yeah, it was hellfire. The world is over. Sell the team Guggenheim now on Friday too. Like, hell yeah, let's go. We back. They're tied for first with the already fallen apart Diamondbacks. They needed Mason Saunders to keep them alive, but I really don't know what their record is looking like right now. But guys, on today's show, yes, the Dodgers are on a winning streak. We got to talk about that. There's some good injury news. We're gonna have 3 up, 3 down. Apparently the All-Star break is a really sexy time in Dodgerland. So we'll talk about all of the pregnancies and all of the babies happening. But yeah, I did say 3 up, 3 down in honor of our fallen Eric Yulo, and a whole lot more on the show. We're going to preview the Pirate series and all that. We got to remind you, this is a podcast. If you want to listen to us, we're on all your podcast platforms. If you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, that helps us out a whole lot. YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. Hit the bell, leave a like, do the comments, all that kind of stuff. Goes a long way in taking us straight to Mars. And drop into the comments. Let us know where you're representing Dodgers Nation tonight on, I guess, Lakers Day 2023, or something.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You did your first Lakers live show today. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was great, man. I'm a man Noah. I'm a man Noel. We broke down Lakers Grizzlies game 4. It's
nice of you to let them on your show.
It is. It was nice to have them rocking with us on the Lakers 24/8 podcast. But yeah, I think there's some things that the Dodgers could learn from the Lakers.
Yeah.
As far as roster construction, as far as being aggressive, as far as pushing all those chips in the middle of the table. So, yeah, it was definitely a good show. If you guys haven't subscribed, go over to Lakers 24/8, the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Doing live shows before all the Lakers playoff games.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty much.
Did you just force the rest of the people in here to agree to something that... We'll find out. But let's get into comments. It's already a boring show to start. So Dave Luna says, love the 4 p.m. start time. We're going to do it straight up for Dave Luna. Anthony Keenan stream says, happy Monday, my dudes. Dodgers Chloe says, Blue Heaven. That is the name of this show. Jose says, I want Randy with the Dodgers. Which Randy? Newman?
Arozarena.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean...
Dude's a firecracker, as they say.
We talked a little bit about that during the WBC. Like you said, he is a firecracker. He provides that spark. Most importantly, he's a very productive outfield bat, and the Dodgers have lacked that for the most part. But look, I mean, if he's under team control for a few more seasons, you know that the Rays, they're currently in contention. They want to win it all. And if you're the Rays and you want to seriously make a World Series run, you had a guy who caught fire in 2020. Is that the guy you want to move? So, yeah, Randy does make some sense. But, yeah, I don't anticipate the Rays moving him at this point.
Yes.
I mean, unless something changes. But we will get into that, though, because that does go to my point. It is kind of linked to my Mookie shortstop point that we'll get into in a little bit about trying to bolster the outfield if you can trust him at shortstop. So we'll get on that a little bit.
Couple of other little, I guess... I don't know if we want to call them medical notes or just not even that. Just a whole bunch of roster notes we got to talk about, too. Let's dive into those real quick, then we'll get back into the comments because I know some folks, a lot of the comments are going to have to do with that or deal with that. But the Dodgers are having all of the babies in the world right now because Mookie just went on paternity and then came back. Then Evan Phillips went on paternity leave and is due back tomorrow. It looks like so there was some hubbub and very much a lot of concern on the internet last night, on Sunday night, when somebody noticed somewhere on the transactions page, it said that he was moved to the bereavement list. And there, obviously, your heart kind of drops given the timing of it. But it appears to be procedural to give him the extra day because paternity leave, you can only be on paternity leave for 3 days or on the paternity list for 3 days in baseball. So to do that, to give him that extra day, because there's no reason for him to fly to Chicago for 1 day and then fly with them to Pittsburgh for the day off. Give him that extra day. So I think that's what it is. I think it was a team being nice, but by all accounts, if Noah and I were talking before the show, it's like if there was something bad, I'm pretty sure Dave wouldn't have said we expect him back on Tuesday. So that's a thing. And Max Muncy wins Player of the Week. His reward, he gets to go out and have a second baby with wife Kelly. So he's now on paternity leave.
Third. Yeah.
I thought it's their second.
No, Madison Bumgarner's his son. So it's his third.
This guy's trouble.
This guy's trouble. No, but congratulations to Max Muncy.
And Brusdar Gratterall also. Well, I mean, first, unless is Manny is also like his son, or what do you got? What do you got in the holster?
It's actually his second. Machado.
Yeah, there you go. Manny Machado is Brusdar Gratterall's son as well. But Brusdar, so congrats to all them people and having kids. I don't get it. Kids just greatest waste of our natural resources. But that's just my opinion. Hey, I didn't say anything foul. You know what? Facts. So anyways, all of those
quick
things,
trigger over there, Cody.
all of those things are out there. Let's get back into the comments a little bit. DKM says, hey, D-Mac Clint, you happy to see me? With a bunch of fire emojis.
Fire take.
Anthony Keene says, oh, what? I missed it. I didn't know what we're talking about
Probably
there.
later show.
Oh, yeah. It's out. You can watch it right after this. And let's discuss it on YouTube. Says, I am subscribed. Awesome.
Appreciate you.
You got any comments?
Mike Limmer says Busch is auditioning for teams as a trade chip. We're going to dive into that in a few minutes here, but that's an interesting take. I think there could be some truth to that. I think at some point they do owe it to Michael Busch to give an opportunity to really shine with another organization or this organization, but I would prefer it to be with the Dodgers because that kid absolutely rakes, has great play discipline. I'm excited to see what he can do with an opportunity.
Yeah, he's that's the other part of the news. So Muncy goes on paternity leave, or the paternity list. The Dodgers are calling up their top slugging prospect in Michael Busch, some guy we were talking a little bit about last week, a guy that is has nothing left to prove at AAA and can help a team that was in pretty desperate need of help at the moment and still is, because the outfield, most of the outfielders, all three of the left-handed hitting outfielders, are not doing well. And that's me being nice about it, I guess we'll say. So it's the Michael Busch era in Dodger Nation, as other people would call it. We call it Dodgers Nation. It's exciting times, man. Dude's hitting, 337 in AAA. The bombs are down a little bit, only 2 so far this year. Did hit 32 last year. He can rake.
No, he can absolutely rake.
Can't play defense anywhere. But
that is the only knock on him. I mean, he played first base in college when he was a UNC Tar Heel, and then you see him mainly at second base at the big league level. They did play him a little bit in one of the corner outfield spots out and left, slashing, like you said, 337, 461, 506. The bombs are down a little bit, but the kid can slug. He also has play discipline. Last year, almost saw 4 pitches per at-bat. And who is the guy he's replacing? Max Muncy. He's a lefty. He can slug, has great play discipline. If you squint and you look at Michael Busch, it's almost like Max Muncy. And so, I mean, that's what a lot of scouts have compared him to. I mean, he has a lot to work to do to get to Max Muncy's godlike level at the moment, but I definitely love his potential. He's mature. He has been waiting in the wings for this opportunity. Only question I have is, how long is it going to be? I mean, it's a paternity situation. I'm sure we'll dive into some more about what it means to possibly keep Michael Busch around, but my biggest gripe was that you signed David Peralta when possibly Miguel Vargas is a guy that played some left.
Yeah.
You could throw Miggy in left. You could have Michael Busch play at second base, not have a David Peralta. And, yeah, we're going to talk about Peralta in kind of the 3 up, 3 down segment. But, yeah, it's exciting times. Michael Busch, we interviewed him during spring training. That interview never got released. It's on the cutting room floor.
Or there's an SD card somewhere on somebody's floor.
There's an SD card somewhere in this world that has the best Michael Busch interview of all time. But I think the most interesting thing that he told us was just how much confidence and how much trust he had in this organization. I pretty much was saying to him, like, hey, wouldn't you just love to get that opportunity? You would have already made your debut with 29 other teams. And he said, look, this organization, they've improved my stock. They've taken me to the next level. level. But the reality is, if they're not going to play him, and as you mentioned in the comments, could he be a trade chip? If he comes up and he balls out and he rakes, is definitely a guy that you could offer to other teams if you do want to move him. But hey, you've seen the success they've had with James Outman, who was raking at the minor league level. Let's hope the same thing happens with Michael Busch, because there's nothing better than having a young player under team control come up and have success. That is how you have sustainable winning, Clint.
And I mean, it's a perfect time for him. It's a perfect opportunity for that. In reality, it's going to be a 3-game, I guess, trial run. You know, this is a free trial membership right now at your local LA Fitness. You're going to see if you like it, or you're going to go to another one. You know me, a big time workout guy here. I'm swole as F, but you get to see if this is a guy you want, and you send him back down, or if he can produce, or if there's little things you could work on at the MLB level for him. Again, we're going to get more into the outfield. It's not a very the bench is bad. Let's cut and beat around the bush. Let's not beat around the bush. The bench is bad, and it could use somebody of the ability of Michael Busch to help out instead of somebody like Peralta, who I don't think they're going to move. But you probably don't want to replace a right-handed bat like Trace Thompson with a left-handed bat like Busch, and Hayward. Not really. He's hitting the hell out of the ball. He's just hitting it right at people. It's bad luck, but they could use some change. You use a better bat, I guess we'll say. The good thing I like about this Michael Busch situation is, you know, he's not being forced to like get on a late flight and make it just before game time or whatever, like we saw with Jake Reed. He's gonna have a good night's sleep, Doug. You know how you could have a good night's sleep?
Oh, man, I know exactly.
You can use the Manta Sleep mask.
Oh,
hey,
wow.
Guys, check this out. Manta Sleep, they make the world's best sleep masks and sleep accessories. Look at how comfy Doug looks, and he's still wearing his headphones. He's still working. He's still getting his 15 hours of shut-eye or 25 minutes of shut-eye. Doug doesn't believe in sleep. Everything they do at Manta Sleep is to enable better lives through better sleep. They work relentlessly to improve and optimize sleep. I don't know how you do that, but they do, because they're smarter than us. So that you can have the best energy to live your best life, because, you know, we're about that lifestyle around here. So check out mantasleep.com. Tell them we sent you, which I don't think you can do, but check it out today, and you can sleep better anywhere, anytime, all the time. Manta Sleep. Hey.
Wake up, Doug. Doug, wake up.
Doug, we're back.
Don't sleep on Michael Busch at all, guys. Don't sleep on Michael Busch.
We're up, Doug. Come on,
Go
Doug.
night-night.
Doug, we're live, Doug.
We back.
Wake up.
No, but look, Michael Busch, he's the 48th ranked prospect in Major League Baseball. There should be the same level of excitement as some of these other guys. It's just he stuck around. One thing I want to point out with Busch is he lost a year of development due to COVID. And a lot of those guys, just a little lost as far as their development, but he went back on track. Like you said, he had a fantastic year last year. And there's scouts out there that say that he's one of the best hitting prospects in the entire sport. So I think the Dodgers, they need to prioritize him. And look, all this development, everything, everyone gives this organization so much credit for this farm system and this being the golden goose. Well, they already got one golden goose in James Outman. They might as well strike gold again with Michael Busch. So I'm very excited. I think this kid, I just hope that he sticks, because look, you're talking about 3 days, the paternity lifts and this and that. I want him to get his opportunity and really have a legitimate chance to get 30, 40, 50 at-bats, 3 plate appearances to really see what he truly has and if he can hit at this level. Because if he can, it's going to change everything.
Yeah, well, we'll get into the injury, the latest on the injury front, and what the roster is going to look like in 3-4 days on Friday when the Dodgers come back. Things are going to look different. Some guys are going to be coming back healthy. But first, let's talk about the winning streak a little bit. The Dodgers actually have a winning streak, because 2 games makes it a streak. They take 3 of 4 in Chicago. They had a 4-3 week. Not great, not super, but it's a winning week. 4-3 against the Mets and the Cubs. I don't remember, everybody. What were the predictions from last week?
I said 4-3. Did they go 4-3?
Yeah.
All right. Yes,
Did he actually say it?
Go back.
Did
Go
he
back
say
in the
it?
tape.
No, it was only 6 games, not 7.
Wasn't there 7?
No, it was 6 games.
Ours was from like the week before.
4-2 then. I said
4-2, because I remember.
4-2.
Because remember when
Sorry,
I said I got
4-2.
confused.
The last was that. Yeah.
I got confused. I was like 4-3.
4-2.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense. There's only 6 games. He said 4-2.
But that was not including this Cubs series.
Ah.
Because the other Cubs series and the
This is great for everybody listening. Sounds like a lot of people just making up crap right now, but I'm going to say that everybody did good or bad, or I'm not 100% sure. Everybody did a little bit of something. Let's see what people say in the comments here. By the way, people are loving the Manta read because it's very natural, like the good night's sleep you can get. Where let's see what people were. If anybody has, Kevin said that he said 2 and 5, thinking there were 7. Where there was 3 with the Mets and then 4 with the Cubs.
No, we did it Monday.
Yeah, we did it on Monday.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
And I said, and they.
Hey, Evans, if only these things lived online, then we would know. They do, Doug. You don't have to look it up. But anyways, takeaways from the week. What did you like about them figuring out how to win more baseball games than they lost?
Yeah, a couple things that really stood out to me was, one, the power was there. They had 10 home runs over the weekend against the Chicago Cubs. You know what you're going to get. You get a multi-home run games with James Outman and Max Muncy. They continue to rake. But also, I think it was a big moment for the bullpen when Michael Grove went down. He hurt his groin, and he had 6 scoreless innings from that pen, that much-maligned Dodgers bullpen. Brusdar Graterol continues to pitch better. This team, I think, is starting to figure out the pitch clock, pitching with that pitch clock. You're starting to see them try to go to different pitches to try to miss bats, and you're seeing the strikeout rate for Brusdar Graterol of late has gone up over 30%. You're seeing him use more sliders, so definitely a series that this Dodgers needed, because the morale of the team, the entire just complexion of the season was you win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one. They win back-to-back games for the first time since early April. They win a series for the first time since they beat the Giants back when Max Muncy had his coming out party. So to see this team get back on track in Chicago, it was massive. But to me, you're never going to forget the first series that Mookie Betts played shortstop for the Dodgers. His first career start at shortstop, and he made it look easy. That is unfair for a guy to make that look so easy, to go out there, start at shortstop, and he's making glove side plays, sidearm throws, wrong foot throws. He was making that throw deep in the hole, and he just didn't miss a beat. It was effortless. It was seamless, and I think the conversation moving forward has to be Mookie Betts should be the starting shortstop until further notice, because the shortstops have been a no-show. But those were really the big takeaways for me. Also, hey, look, I mean, let's be honest. Cody Bellinger really turned things around in Chicago, and I give him all the credit in the world. The 420-foot bomb on 420, he's continuing to get hits. But look, up and down this lineup, you're seeing Muncy and Outman continue to carry, but JD Martinez chips in with the solo shot on the back-to-back. Mookie Betts, he really had his best game at the plate yesterday, the double and the home run. So really what you're trying to get out of this team in Will Smith's absence is, can you get those number 6 through 9 hitters? Can you get them to produce? And even Austin Barnes, who really has been terrible to start the year.
Been a black hole in the lineup.
He absolutely has. I mean, he has been really the black hole, like you said, but was able to turn over that lineup twice yesterday on a walk and a single to really get things going for Mookie Betts and kind of continue that inning. So, yeah, it was a great series, a much-needed series win for the Dodgers against the Cubs.
I think it was 17 of the 22 runs scored in Chicago on home runs. That a concern for you?
It's a little bit of a concern if you look at, I mean, over an 80% clip on the year. They've been feast or famine. They've been reliant on that home run ball, but that's why it was so refreshing to see Miguel Vargas get that single, Barnes get that walk, and then Mookie still get that slug and hit that double. But yeah, look, the reality is you're not going to be able to outslug your opponent each and every game, but the statistics show that when you do, you win at over an 80% clip, and that also goes for the postseason. So yes, you do need guys to leave the yard. That is just the nature of Major League Baseball in 2023. It almost feels like the Dodgers, they're just kind of ignoring the rule changes. They're ignoring the restricted shift. They're saying, look, we are still going to try to slug. We're still going to try to generate runs via power, and we have the personnel to do that. And I think earlier in the year, I would have told you that I want to see this team adjust, put the ball in play more. And yes, there are certain situations where you do, but when you have guys like Max Muncy and James Outman and Will Smith and a Mookie Betts that's really slugging more than he has in his career, you have Freddie Freeman, I still think this lineup is built to slug. But at the same token, what we saw in the NLDS, yeah, I mean, this team taking big swings in big spots, their inability to put the ball in play,
Yeah.
it definitely was the reason why they went 5 for 34 with runners in scoring position. So I do think it's important to have guys like Miguel Vargas in the lineup, guys like Mookie Betts in the lineup, that Freddie Freeman's a good example too, that can put the ball in play when they need to. But still, I mean, if you look at the numbers, you win when you slug. If you want the dub, you got to slug, and this team proved that this weekend.
Yeah, you'd like to see. I mean, you're dealing with, I don't know if it's the fallout, but you're dealing with not having Will Smith in the lineup right now, and the bottom 4, sometimes the bottom 5 in the lineup, just looking like this is the best that the Los Angeles Dodgers can throw out there. When you're seeing Peralta hitting under 200, you're seeing Trace Thompson in there hitting well under 200, or just a bit over 200. I forgot where he's at right now. He's not doing well. And then again with Hayward, and then after that you throw in, Vargas. The numbers look low. Again, this is just about the perception of seeing so many 200 sub 240 hitters in order, and then Austin Barnes or Austin Wins rounding it out in the back end with something under 100. I could understand them needing to rely on the slug right now, but you hope that changes. You need to see that change, and Michael Busch could be somebody that helps change that, and hopefully Will is back by Friday. So let's get into some of the injury updates right now. Bit all over the place on the show right now. I didn't get myself a good night Manta Sleep, so I'm going to have to work on that for the next one. But just wholesale updates of what's going on the injury front. I don't know if you saw on Instagram, but Walker Buehler threw again. I'm sure he's doing that a lot, but in this case, he posted an IG, and that's always fun to watch. Could be an option in September. I'm not buying in on it, but I'm open to whatever. I'm just saying. Miguel Rojas, he's working, he's running, he's hitting, should be active when the Dodgers come back home on Friday and welcome the Cardinals. Hopefully we see Will on Friday as well. Tony Gonsolin back off the IL, making his 2023 debut, starting in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. Good idea, bad idea?
For me, you've seen the history of Tony Gonsolin's career, and for whatever reason, he's never been able to have that smooth rehab where he gets the opportunity. You saw 2020 goes 16 days. You saw in 2021 he deals with the shoulder injury. Last season he was leading the entire National League in ERA before he went down with that forearm strain, and they bring him back against the Padres, and he really struggled in the NLDS. So I think when you look at that fastball velocity in his rehab start, he clocked in at 90.7 miles per hour through 57 pitches. But that tells me that the Catman isn't fully stretched out. And I think, can he go out there and give you 5 innings? There's no question that he can. I mean, Gavin Stone, the most innings he's thrown this season is 5. So can Gonsolin go out there and you really kind of rush him back? Sure, he could. But still, I think Tony Gonsolin, if you really want to put him in a position where he finishes the year strong, and we haven't seen that. He has never finished a full season. If you want to put him in the best position to do that, I think you give him the full rehab that he's owned. I mean, last season, his splitter and slider, he used that for 89 of his 119 strikeouts. So we know that when he's back, he's going to rely heavily upon that pitch, especially considering the fact that he put the ball in play last year, had a 207 BABIP. He knows that to be effective this season and replicate the success he had, he's going to have to miss more bats. You can't always pitch to contact and trust your defense this year. So I would like to see him come back after he has another rehab start, and you just kind of flesh the whole thing out. But I know you want to see Gonsolin back, right, Clint?
I mean, I think it's at a point where there aren't better options, and they don't want to necessarily start the clock on Gavin Stone yet. You also need to create another 40-man roster spot if you want Gavin Stone to make that one start, because it's not him getting a run of 2 or 3 or 4 starts. It is literally a one-day, thanks for stopping by, spot start for the kid. And you would need to, at this point, they've put everybody possible on the 60-day IL, unless they go with like Jimmy Nelson. But at that point, if he's not going to be back, dump him or something like that. But then you're in that territory of, DFA, Horvat Vivas, DFA, Eddie's Leonard, these other guys that are just kind of on the roster that we're never going to see in LA unless something went extremely bad. But there it wasn't going to be an Andre Jackson bullpen start or bullpen day or whatever with him as the bulk guy. he was going to make a start either way. It's just against the Pirates. And yeah, you wish they were the Pirates of old, the old-fashioned 60-win Pirates, but they're not anymore. Somehow they're the best team in the National League right now. Fluke. But it's not the most ideal situation, but it's the best they have. And I'm okay with it because, again, he's going to be pitching either way. And if he's going to get hurt, he couldn't get hurt in L.A. or in Pittsburgh or in Oklahoma City. It was going to happen. That's God's plan, as Drake called it. So,
oh, I like that. 666.
I like it. You guys like. I'm hip. I'm with it. Know what you kids are into.
Look, I just think, with the worst case scenario, if Gavin Stone comes up and he makes his big league debut, you send him right down. And he's coming off his best start. Last start, went 4 2/3 innings, didn't allow a run, struck out 7 batters. He had 19 swings and misses. But kind of the counterpoint to that is he's had some bad starts this season.
That's his first actually good start. Let him keep building on that, which is what Dave talked about. They want him to keep building up, getting better, and he pretty much alluded to the fact of there's some roster things at play where they don't want to bring him up and lose somebody or have to eventually lose another spot to get him off the roster or whatever.
I mean, you got a guy like Austin Wins. I mean, we'll see when.
You don't have Will back yet, though.
Will, he could be back on Thursday. There's a chance.
He won't be. They're not going to have him fly out. I guess he's with the team, so maybe. But
my head feels fine. I'm going to play.
Plus a 9:35 LA morning start that day. I think they just want to get him right, bring him back home, and have him start in front of the fine Dodger faithful at Dodger Stadium.
But what do you think about just like, I mean, is Tony Gonsolin ready in your opinion though? Because I mean, Gavin Stone, like I said, we saw Ryan Pepio. He made his debut in Pittsburgh last season, and then he was optioned up and down throughout the year. Like I said, it's kind of it's like almost like a found money type start for Gavin Stone. If he comes up there, gets his taste, gets his cup of coffee, has success, great. But at some point, you have to come up there. And Ryan Pepio told me this, that getting those starts and going back down actually helped his development because you're able to make those starts and then look at what you did, point to some areas you want to adjust, and really try to refine your craft. Whereas Gavin Stone, yes, he's had some bad starts this season, but if you look at his fastball velocity, he's fully stretched out. If you look at his pitch mix, there where it needs to be. Yes, he has had some rough starts. I mean, 12 earned runs in 19 2/3 innings and a 5.49 ERA. But look, sometimes what must be done eventually should be done immediately. And I think Gavin Stone, I think you give him that start, and then you have Tony Gonsolin, needed the guy for the next week. So I still think it could make some sense. And I'm just so sick and tired of Tony Gonsolin not getting the full rehab.
I get that. You have two really good points there where you're like, don't do this to Tony and give this kid the opportunity to learn something else. I just happen to disagree with both of them because, again, Tony's he's going to throw either way, and this is a team that's already lost like 1,500 people on the IL. So they're at a point where they need him. And Stone, I wouldn't say it's going to be more to his detriment, but I want to see him get off a nice run at AAA, and then maybe they find a run during the middle of the season where he is going to get the call up and 2, 3, 4 starts. I'd rather him have the opportunity to have a longer run at the big league level than just the one and done.
But look, Stone's changeup is nastier than the food in Phoenix, okay? And we know that is a big league changeup, okay? That is going to be able to play up. Now I'm just messing with you, Phoenix. I love you.
Phoenix is solid.
No, I love you, Phoenix. I'm just messing with you. So it's a little inside joke, but also you factor too. You look at that contract that Tony Gonsolin signed, right? That extension, $3.5 million. He has $3 million in incentives if he's able to make multiple starts up until 24, and then he has a Cy Young incentive. So I think, for me, when it comes to Tony Gonsolin, the question is, when you get him back, does he stay back? And whatever it takes to accomplish that, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what the comments are leaning that way as well. You got Keen on your side that says they've never actually set up Catman for success. He's always been the short straw. Good luck, kid guy, for us, which I do agree. Or I can say I'll say that I see that angle. Man, words are hard today. There was another one, Sarah Morris. I saw you a second ago. I don't like Gonsolin starting because he hasn't had spring training and he is injury prone. Another good point as well. I think this was like a fluke injury, which makes it a little bit.
It's true.
I don't know if it's better, but he's not coming back from a shoulder or an elbow or a forearm. It's an ankle, and they seem to have it in its socket where it belongs, and you throw enough tape on there, you're going to be good. And cats love tape or something like that, I think. But people also just want to bring back a bunch of old Dodgers, so we appreciate you guys having fun in the comments. Adam818 wants to have Manny Ramirez back. I don't know where he fits.
Manny Wood was the time to be alive.
Dukeston1 says, mad bum for one start. Hold on, I'm going to barf real quick. Sounds like absolute nightmare. If you guys want our thoughts and opinions on Madison Bumgarner, check out the latest episode of Designated Twitter. But
no thanks.
Hey, it's to button up. It is what it is. That's where they're at. And Dave has already made it so, and Tony's in town, and it's gonna happen. And you hope. Good luck, kid.
Tony the Tiger for the Buccos.
The final bits and pieces we already mentioned. Brusdar Gratterall will be away from the team. Max Muncy will be away from the team. Both welcoming babies, separate women. We're expecting Evan Phillips back with the team on Tuesday. And that's where things stand right now. You got a runway for Busch. Congratulations to Max Muncy winning Player of the Week. Much deserved. 5 homers, 368 or 389 batting average, whatever it was. Dude absolutely was on a tear. And apparently you can throw in Wrigley as Oracle Park west, east. There it is, east. I know direction.
No, it's definitely on his hit list. He definitely eats there. This is Roy Estrada says Catman does not pitch with his ankle. He would be the first to push back if he was not ready. Yeah. You don't think he was asked if he was ready. Well, one, athletes are always going to think they're ready. You got to save them from themselves. And two, you hear a lot of pitchers talk about how lower bodies, they force themselves into compensating. And when you're compensating, and we know that Gonsolin is the guy that works downhill. And he plants really hard with that split finger fastball, the split finger change when he's going down the mound. Yeah, you don't want to see him compensate and try to risk another injury. But yeah, I'm sure. I don't think it's going to be a disaster or anything like that. I just think that we are playing. Let's not forget. I mean, all these Dodger fans freaking out about going 500. Look, we are playing for October. We are playing for a World Series title. And hey, that's what the goal is. I'm part of the blood thingy on the team. Okay, so look, the reality is. Look, and also the part of me I'm thinking I'm riding off the excitement of Michael Busch and getting the youth movement. And look, the youth movement, they really carried. I mean, Vargas and Outman, and I think over the weekend. So, yeah, I mean, to me, I really, really think that you really should strongly consider Gavin Stone. I mean, he would benefit from some more opportunities down there for sure. But it's just such a soft landing, a soft opening for him. If it's on the road in Pittsburgh, it's not like it's the bright lights of Dodger Stadium or anything like that. But hey, that Pirates team, one of the surprise teams in the NL, so 16-7 at the moment.
If you were having to bet on Tony Gonsolin doing well, making it through his 4 innings, would you take that bet? I don't know. This is a bad segue. I'm trying to get to the ad read here.
I think you see a lot of guys come back, like Dustin May came back. He looked good in his first start. I think the first start sometimes you don't see the complete picture of him. So yeah, sure, I'd bet on that.
Bet for 1 billion innings, 1 billion strikeouts, and you could do all that. Actually, you can't do all that here, but I'm going to tell you that MLB is finally back in full swing, and MyBookie is going to be your one-stop shop for all of your betting needs. You guys didn't see this one coming, huh? With a wide range of betting options, including your money lines, your run lines, your totals, your futures, MyBookie gives you plenty of ways to bet on your favorite teams and players. How cool is that? You can also take advantage of the brand new MyBookie Money Bag, which gives you the chance to secure a bet on your favorite team or player at insanely, not instantly, but insanely boosted odds. Sign up at MyBookie today and use our promo code DodgersNation to secure a first sign-up deposit of up to $1,000. It's simple. You deposit $200, you play with $300 instantly. Again, promo code DodgersNation to claim your bonus. So, if you're a baseball fan, what should they do? They should go to MyBookie. You want to add even more excitement to watching the game, you can go to MyBookie. You can even go to our own little vanity URL, as they call it, mybookie.website/DodgersNation. Even if you go there and look at it, they're going to be like, hey, the fans are listening to what the fat man is saying on the television set right now. So we're going to give them more money later down the road. But anyways, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Yum, yum.
Bet. Yeah, I'll say Tony goes 4 2/3 innings, gives up 3 runs. in 4 2/3.
We'll put a dollar on this.
Let's put a dollar.
I got that he's going to do better. I don't know what we're doing. He's going to do better than Gavin Stone does in his not start. He's going to throw more big league innings on Wednesday than Gavin Stone does. That's my bet.
That's your bet? Okay. So if he records it now.
Yeah, there
You
it is.
win.
Perfect. Crushing it. All right, we're gonna Rob. Oh, we got something special? What do we got? What do we got? We got my man.
We have a super chat.
Let's go! This hurts my shoulder still.
Mia Marie for $1.99 says James Outman hits a home run today.
I mean, we'll push it. We'll push to Tuesday. I like it. You got a run of 3 right-handers the Dodgers are facing in Pittsburgh. James Outman is hitting everybody, but especially loves hitting right-handed pitching. So, but they're not playing tonight. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Mia, Mama Mia, had to see it
Here she
coming.
goes again.
Here we go again.
All right, we are borrowing from our old friend Eric to bring back 3 up, 3 down here because we want to talk about 3 things we like. Don't cry. It's okay. And 3 things, I don't know if it's what we don't like, but we'll say that are concerning. But I guess we'll start this way. We're going to go back and forth on it. I'm going to cheat a little bit on the first one. I'm going to say one thing that is up is 2 things, Max Muncy and James Outman. Again, Muncy just tearing the cover off the ball. He's hitting .368 with an OPS over 1,600 with 10 homers and 19 RBIs since April 10th. I said, keep the faith, keep your Muncy stock. I pushed all my chips in loudly before his hot streak. And he's rewarding me greatly. I also said before the season, this is going to be your guy who is going to lead the team in homers. He's going to have a big-time rebound season. And hey, he's even kind of figured it out on defense, save for an ugly error in Kershaw's start on Sunday. But Max is all the way back.
No doubt about it. I mean, yes, he's hitting a lot of bombs. 10 of his last 13 hits are all home runs, but he's seeing it so well.
You don't need singles in there.
Hey, he's the biggest bopper, man. I mean, I think for him to have success early on this year has been pivotal. I mean, one of the big questions heading into the season, would Max Muncy have a bounce back year? Well, the answer is unequivocally yes. I mean, he has been fantastic. He's been exactly what the Dodgers need in the middle of that lineup. And we're talking about a guy that started his year going 1 for 13, had a 5 strikeout game. And I'll tell you what, the fact that he started so poorly and hit rock bottom so early was the reason why he went to that step back move. You heard him talk about it, saying that his confidence was a little shaken, and the fact that he wanted to go to that step back move because he knew that if he does it, he could have that success once again. And I'm hoping it's here to stay, and I'm hoping that he thrives and has himself a fantastic season because, look, he's on a $10 million club option. Okay.
Yeah.
He told us during the interview that, I said, hey, would you want to be back with the Dodgers? He said, I would do anything for this organization. I'm hoping for something long term. Let's not forget that he's not only trying to have a bounce back year. Yeah, I know. He looked me dead in the eye. Yeah,
deep in the
dead
eyes.
in the eye, and said, "I'm looking to sign here long term. I want to end my career with the Dodgers." Things like that.
He made us all want to run through a wall,
a brick wall
for him.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he has rewarded us very well with his play. So, I think the most important thing is he is back to being the Dodgers' most prolific slugger, and he has been that since 2018. A couple 35 home run seasons, a 36 home run season. I think he has a chance to hit 40 home runs this year, and I think he's a legitimate MVP candidate early on this season. Look at how much things have changed. People wanted to trade him for a $5 Subway gift card, a used Razor scooter, and a half-eaten bag of chips, and now he's a legitimate bona fide MVP candidate, leads the National League, leads all of Major League Baseball with 11 dingers.
As Joe Davis said back in 2019, it's America's Slugger, and America's Slugger is back, all the way back. You got America's Rookie now, too. James Can't Get Me Out, man, with his pet rock, Rocka, rocking with us. James Outman, I mean, at this point, Rookie of the Month, that's in the bag. That's a shoe-in. He can't not get Rookie of the Month honors. He should, I don't know when they name it, but he should be getting Rookie of the Week honors every week at this point when you're leading all qualified rookies in just about every offensive category. And guess what? He's also got a cannon. He could also field. He's got the show flow. He's got everything that makes up a good big leaguer. Very handsome man. Are we looking at a Rookie of the Year candidate here? 1,000,000,000%. Put your stock in, put your dollars and pennies and change in to that James Outman Rookie of the Year pot if it exists anywhere, because at this point it's well on its way.
Yeah, I think there's no question about it. I think the Rookie of the Year is almost the floor for him at this point. I mean, the fact that he's not just leading all rookies in so many different offensive categories, but he's among the league leaders, not just rookies. I mean, he's 6th in all of Major League Baseball with a 192 WRC plus, 7 home runs, 14 runs. His kid's fantastic. Michael Jordan buys James Outman shoes. I'm just telling you, this guy is one of the best players in Major League Baseball to start the year, and he has been an absolute revelation for this franchise.
Yeah.
A guy that they trusted him, but it's not like they were all in on him. He created his own success. It's not like he was the Gavin Lux or the Miguel Vargas that they built the runway for him. They made him a priority. No, he banged down that door, and he's made the most of his opportunity, and I think he's going to be the long-term solution in center field for years to come. And also, he can play multiple outfield spots: left field, center field, right field. He has an impact base stealing. It's not just home runs. Like I said, I see early Corey Seager with that left-handed, effortless bat to ball, short to the ball stroke, and he has so much power, man. I mean, it's so much power.
Yeah, no, he's just a very good ball player. And I know this guy's got a couple of things, so we're going to get to you in a second. But I like this one. Dukeston1 says, looked you dead in the eye and suddenly pregnancy happened. So this was your fault, apparently. You and your fertile eyeballs. I'm just saying. Sarah Morris said, there was another one I saw. We'll get to Sarah in a second. But where did you go? BC says Clint was one of those people. I don't know what one of those people are, but I'm in. Unless it's a bad thing. Francisco says, I may be dumb, but I sure am stupid. It's also a really, really good comment there for sure. Sarah Morris says, I don't like Vargas, Taylor, or Almonte. I could agree with probably a couple of those. We're going to get more on that in a second. I like this one, though, from Michael. Michael Carrillo says, James Outman, 99 MLB The Show card. When? It's about time. Let's make it happen. He's been playing well for 3 weeks. He's earned it.
James out him. You know that's what the streets call him.
Anyways, Cody, what you got for me?
I got 2 super chats again.
Let's go.
Anyways, Alexander Rose 499 said D-Mac TBH could drop more points than Malik Beasley. Get in there and shoot a triple-double easy. I'm gonna make that the Hornito shot taker comment of the show.
Sure as hell ain't Malik Threesley.
This is a Dodger show, but that is a big-time roast right there. Doug, you a bucket getter?
I'm a bucket getter, man. I'm a walking bucket.
Oh.
Mess around.
You a hooper?
I'm a big hooper, bro. Triple-double, baby.
He's a hooper. Brought to you by Hornitos. This is really hurting my shoulder, but look at that. Boom.
That's the Hornito shot taker, the comment of the day. Thank you,
Appreciate
Alexander,
ya.
again. And then
Drink responsibly, by the way.
Yeah, just exactly. No, 100%. Mateu Villarreal for $4.99 said, how you going to fire Dave Roberts? Dodgers
Sacre.
didn't help him. Worth a crap this offseason. Come on, just handed the NL West before the season started.
I mean, we're not trying to fire him.
Yeah,
I'm guessing in the comments, people are
Maybe.
dropping in their daily fire Roberts. We are still pro Roberts on this side. Both of us don't think he's perfect at his job or anywhere near it, but the job of the manager at the big league level has changed significantly from the time of Tommy Lasorda, or even as recent as Mike Scioscia with the Angels, which is another guy everybody always wants. Oh, you'll bring Mike Scioscia and he should be the manager. Bruh, he's been retired for he's been out of a job for like 6 years now.
What people should say when they say fire Roberts, it should be kind of a longer, more convoluted sentence that says fire Roberts, fire Friedman, and just completely clean house in this organization, because this organization is in lockstep in the way they do things, the way they manage players, the way they make rosters, the way they formulate bullpens and make bullpen decisions. It's not like Dave Roberts is just going rogue and making decisions. I mean, this is a collaborative effort. I always say he has to win 2 rings to win 1, because look, I mean, in most cases, you wouldn't find a fan base saying, I want to fire that World Series winning manager that should have won in 2017, but then won in 2020. So let's not forget, too, back in 2018, the Dodgers started 16-26, and he got that team to the World Series. So I do think this is a big year for Dave Roberts, I will say, because I don't think they're as stacked as they have been in years past. There's no doubt about that. But there's still
Nothing gets by you, Chief.
there's still a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah.
But I also have full confidence that this organization is going to address some needs. Now, if this is the roster that they're going to start from start to finish, and yes, the offense, I absolutely believe, has what it takes to be a top 5 offense in this league. They are in most categories. But if they don't bolster the bullpen or bolster the starting rotation at some point, then I'll say, hey, that's a collective approach for this organization, and they aren't going all in on this year. And why should Dave Roberts fall on the sword for that?
All great points, as usual, at DMAC_LA. We got something?
Another super chat. You guys were just talking about James Outman, and Michael Carrillo for $2 said, should we extend Outman for 6 years, $55 million?
Yes. Why not? I'm in. I mean, you don't need to extend him yet, but if you're able to get him for
6
long
years,
term,
55.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Alex Anthopoulos is just going to extend him for the Dodgers, and the Braves will pay that price because we know that he would have already been extended if he was playing for the Braves.
Yeah.
But look, the reality is that's just not what this organization does. They are not going to extend someone like James Outman. He is an older prospect at 25. He's not one of those 22, 23-year-olds or anything like that, but I just think it's unlikely. And what you see with this organization is they like to develop. They like to allow guys, with rare exceptions. I mean, you've seen some smaller extensions with Walker Buehler and Austin Barnes and Tony Gonsolin, things like that, where they kind of take out some of those arbitration deals, but you're not seeing the Ronald Acuna type deals. You're not seeing the Sean Murphy type deals that they're doing in Atlanta. And to be frank, you're not even seeing the Jake Cronenworth type deals they're doing down in San Diego. I mean, Peter Seidler, give me an extension. I mean, come on now. But like, I just don't think you were going to see that with this organization because they want to maintain that flexibility.
Yeah.
And also, too, you have to realize that, one, they trust their farm system and their development, and two, they trust the reputation that they have around the league that allows them to get reclamation projects on one-year deals on the cheap, the J.D. Martinez's, the Tyler Andersons, the Noah Syndergaard's types. When you have that ability, you don't want to lock yourself and back yourself into a corner with a certain player. But, yeah, I mean, to me, I'd give him a lifetime deal, 20 years, 250,000 billion, trillion.
The last time we saw a big extension with this team was Matt Kemp. It did not work out very well. It feels like the long-term extensions, the club has the potential to eat more of the potential cost or risk of it. They're more at risk. The club is more at risk than a player, at least in the Dodgers' view of things. More often than not, in recent vintage, we also saw Andre Ethier, and that was one they tried to get out of under pretty quickly as well. You know, they were successful in moving Kemp, but they did not with Ethier.
And I think those were too, like, those were big PR moves. I mean, the Kemp one, 8 years, 160. The Ethier one, it was like they were the foundation, the cornerstones of this franchise. But an injury took their toll. Father time took their toll. And I think with James Outman, too, a guy that's almost projecting as this dynamic slugger type at the age of 25, he's under so many years of team control. You probably ask yourself, how much money are you saving when he's 32, 33, 31 years old, something like that? Does it really make a lot of sense? He's in the wrong organization if he wants a Braves-like extension. So hopefully he has big years and gets big arbitration, gets in that player pool. So hopefully he gets his money.
Yeah, to be honest, I would not go that route, but I can see the cost savings and the potential cost savings or whatever. We know very little about what James Outman's going to be like, so let's give him another year and let him earn some money or something like that. But I mean, it's an interesting concept. This is, like you talked to Alana Rizzo about recently. This is not a club that goes all in on the extension side of baseball. They're confident, like you said, they're very confident in their ability to find or create some players.
And I wonder how frustrating that is for these players that they see these other organizations. Like I said to Lana, the Braves have given out more extensions than your local hair salon, and the Dodgers, you're not seeing the same level. I mean, Julio Urias, Will Smith, those are guys that would have been eligible for some on other teams, but yeah, just not gonna happen. So let's enjoy his success, and hopefully, like I said, he gets it through arbitration.
Couple comments here. One will lead into our next topic, but this one first to button up the Dave Roberts talk. I like David Donovan on YouTube. He says managers are glorified cheerleaders. Nowadays, anyone that says fire Roberts are clowns who don't understand modern baseball, and I could see some value in that take because the cheerleader thing. Yeah, yeah. You're trying to keep the team together and rallied up, but they don't use very many big rules or not rules. They don't make a massive impact on the day to day all the time.
Yeah, I think the biggest attribute that Dave Roberts provides is he is confident in his guys. He gives them confidence when they're at their lowest lows and their biggest slump. And also, too, the fact that you see fire Dave Roberts, that lets you know for the organization that he's doing his job, because his job is to be the punching bag and to really take the fall when things don't go right. So, yeah, I mean, look, we're too early on Dave Roberts' hot take, Dave Roberts' hot seat talk. Yeah. So it's still very early in the season.
All right, so it's 3 up, 3 down. I'm going to say those were 2. So there's 2 up, and let's do 2 down right now. And we got to talk about the wavering faith in Yency Almonte and Alex Vesia. Those are the very, very clear weak links in the bullpen at the moment. Also, I just want to shout out as a bonus up, Justin Brule is him out of nowhere. A lot of the times these guys don't do well when I praise them. So if he does give up a run, my bad, guys. But I mean, 4 scoreless since being recalled. He's looked good. He's looked like he's owned the mound. So that's huge. Shout out to this dude who, undrafted free agent. They signed him. Created this monster now who probably, sniffing Alex Vesia's job a little bit right now, because the real AV is on that struggle bus. He's a little bit better than where Yency is at, but let's look at Yency first. Yency Almonte on the year, 7.56 ERA. He's been scored on in 5 of his 10 outings, which is perhaps, I don't know if the more frustrating, but it doesn't help the situation. 13 hits and 5 walks in 8 1/3 innings. BABIP not his friend. 3.75 BABIP. Vesia, 9.95 ERA, but he's scoreless in 4 of his last 5 outings, 3 earned runs in the 1 loss of the Mets in that outing where he did allow runs. Not very good there, or not very good to the ERA, but he's given up a lot of hits. 9 hits in those 3 1/3 innings, 4 walks, but the numbers are on his side for, we'll say, a positive regression. FIP, fielding independent pitching ERA, loves him at 2.73, but the BABIP, insane, over 800. I guess we'll say stock on this. Do you buy or sell Yency and or Vesia?
Well, starting with Vesia, I would say that he's closer to being the guy he was than Yency is, because Yency was fantastic last season, a 1.02 ERA, one of the real breakout players for the Dodgers, and I was calling for him early in the season to get that opportunity. He came up in shine. I call him Yency out money. Now it's Yency no money right now, because he is definitely not performing like we saw last season. If you looked at his last appearance, it's the same things that have led to really his demise so far, is the walks and then leaving stuff out over the plate. I mean, you saw he walked Edwin Rios there, just had no command on that sweeper or that sinker. He was missing glove side, missing arm side, and then to Horner, he just leaves a sinker right there, belt high, hard of the plate. So for him, the issue is he's just simply not hitting his spots. His stuff isn't as explosive as it was. So for him, I don't know if it's a mechanical issue, if it's dealing with the pitch clock, but he's just not in rhythm out there. And I think he's starting to lose confidence too. I think you're seeing him when he walks off the mound, looking up, just kind of looking for answers that he doesn't have. So I still believe that Yency is a guy who, when he came up, he really had success pretty much the entire season. He had his moments in the NLDS, but for the most part, he got that opportunity, he ran with it. Whereas Vesia, last year, he came up, he was really good to start, then had an ERA over 4 in May and June, went down, then came up, then was lights out. So I think Vesia, the experience that he's had through his struggles, he's built to kind of withstand this and go down, maybe make some adjustments. I think it's been said, but for sure the pitch clock has been an issue. But I also think, too, it's just mechanically, you're not seeing him hit the top of the zone and the corners as well as he was. And when he avoids the heart of the plate, he can still play up as a reliever. But until then, I think the most popular guy, Clint, on the postgame show, one of them this year, a candidate, of course, you have James Albin, Max Muncy, but Justin Brule, we feels like we talk about on every single postgame show because he's dominant, missing bats. He looks like he's this year's lefty. And I also want to see Victor Gonzalez, who's been lights out in the minor league level. So I think Vesia needs some time down at AAA. Yency, it's interesting because with Brewstar's emergence, And when Daniel Hudson comes back by the end of May, Evan Phillips hopefully returns soon. I think Yancey's a guy who, if he doesn't figure things out, he'll be one of the high leverage arms that they'll want to get the Chris Martin type at the trade deadline to replace.
Interesting stuff. To get back to the root of my initial, I guess, setup to it, lost faith in Yancey, lost faith in Vesia. Vesia has earned more leash in this situation, and again, I like the fact that he's unscored on in 4 of his last 5 outings. But Yancey, the track record wasn't there, and I think he's got to figure out some things at AAA right now, because he's coming in and it's like you have that feeling of, all right, well, luckily we have a 2-run lead, because he can give up at least 1 right now. And those 2 guys particularly are the ones I think every fan is thinking of when you think of how bad the bullpen is or has been to start the season. But you eliminate those guys, it's actually kind of a bullpen that's sort of figuring it out, and some of that came when Justin Brule kind of plugged in there. But you had tweeted earlier today, you have 6 scoreless outings in a row from Brusdar, save for 1 inning or 1 outing where he was rocked. Shelby Miller has been pretty damn solid. Ferguson, I don't know where this bullpen would kind of be without him, because he's just sort of the dude who will go in any situation, and it feels like it's been a while since we've seen Evan Phillips, but we know what he can do when he's right. But these 2 guys, giving the rest of them a bad name.
Yeah, those are the guys that really have to hone in. And I think Vesia, he knows he has to work on. I think the answers are there. Yancey is a different story. So I'm concerned with him. Shelby Miller, like you mentioned, he's quietly put things together. The walks were his bugaboo early on. You want to see him get that strikeout rate closer to 30%. His FIP and ERA disparity is pretty high, so you want him to figure that out. But yeah, I think Brusdar Graterol, if this bullpen gets fully healthy and you get an Alex Reyes back and a Daniel Hudson, and you can count on Brusdar Graterol as a setup guy. I think he threw 25 pitches yesterday, which was a season high. You saw him go multiple innings. And what he's doing now is you're getting a combination of soft contact, and he's missing bats in big situations. So I'm really, this is a testament to his work ethic. He's clearly listening, and he's making adjustments, and he's actually putting it into game action. That is not easy to do at this level. He knows the hype that surrounds him. He knows that it's almost like you're that triple-digit guy that can't miss bats. Well, here's a slider. Here's a cutter. I'm going to show you I can do it. And I'm proud of him, really. The fact that he can go out there and make those adjustments in the game and see the results this early on, because he did not look good to start this year.
No, Brusdar, que paso.
That was my favorite moment from spring training, when Clint just became 2 people in a matter of 15 seconds. Go on
I think I dropped that on
your
Twitter somewhere.
We'll drop a link somewhere in the description.
I always say I'm going to do things on the Blue Heaven Twitter, and then I never do. But I'll try to remember to retweet that tweet on the Blue Heaven, at Blue Heaven Pod Twitter or whatever.
Please do.
But show's going long as we usually do, so let's get into the next up. Mookie Betts, Hall of Fame shortstop. And there's no reason to not be playing Mookie Betts at shortstop right now.
I'm sold. I'm definitely sold. Mookie said, I know it's work and it's a job, but getting to play short is a lot of fun. I just want to win. I'll play wherever. I'll do whatever. I grew up doing this, so it's nothing new. It's just new to everyone else. So that sounds like a guy who doesn't want to go back to right field. That sounds like a guy who's very engaged in playing the shortstop position, and it instantly gave this team some life. It instantly changed the energy. They go on to win that game. James Outman hits that go-ahead grand slam after Mookie turned the 6-3 double play. And then yesterday, I was looking at the variety of plays. The big double play in the 8th just kind of makes that flip, and it just does not look like there's a daunting task for him. And the big reason why I want to see him stay at first base, at that shortstop, is that it keeps him happy. He's continuing to stay.
Seeing a smile on his face.
Look what Steven Nelson said. Steven Nelson, the broadcast, said that they could not wipe the smile off his face. And that lets you know that this is a guy who signed here for 12 years. Think he wants to spend 12 years in right field. Yes, he's a 6-time Gold Glove Award winner, but he likes a challenge. He welcomes a challenge. And I think, too, it sends a message to this team that if I'm Mookie Betts and I'm going to play shortstop, then you're going to make some sacrifices, too. You're going to do whatever it takes to win. And I think from a cultural standpoint, it's big. But also, too, if you just look at this shortstop position, they have been no-shows. The Dodgers, They entered yesterday 27th in WRC Plus at 36th with a negative .4 F4. That's 29th out of 30 in all of Major League Baseball. But also, too, another reason why it opens the door for Michael Busch. We talked about it earlier in the show. You could throw Michael Busch in left. You could throw Miguel Vargas in left and have Miguel Vargas in left and have Michael Busch at second base. So basically what it does is it gives this team the best chance to score runs and have a consistent offense. And also, too, at the moment, if you're looking for an upgrade at shortstop offensively, those guys just don't exist. At the moment, there's only 10 qualified shortstops that are league average bats.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. There's 50 to 60 outfielders that hit league average or better. So the point I'm trying to make is if you keep Mookie Betts at shortstop and you want to try to improve this offense, it's much easier to do that by acquiring a bat. I mean, there's a lot of bats out there. I mean, guys like Andrew McCutchen, he's had a great start this season. He's on an expiring $5 million deal. If you can find a bat like that during the season, you can do that. Whereas you're not going to see a Trey Turner type trade or even a Willie Adames or Tim Anderson is probably unlikely at this point too. And I liked your take last week where you said that he's probably better at shortstop right now than Trey Turner. And I don't know if you guys know this, Trey Turner, he's just slightly above league average. Offensively, he's got off to a very slow start, Clint.
And we saw it. Wait, are you talking about slightly above league average on offense?
Offensively.
I haven't looked at any of that. But defensively, the whole thing was like us trying to I guess coddle ourselves and pretend we're excited that or okay with Corey Seager leaving after 21. Was like, don't worry, they got Trey Turner. It's like it's gonna be nice to see somebody who actually is a really good major league shortstop. I had never been more lied to in my life. He was fine. Yeah, he's better than me. He's better than you. He's better than I was gonna make a dead mom joke, but I bailed on it. But I didn't bail on it, but. He did not impress me. I'm not saying Mookie's exceptionally impressive yet, but he's making the plays that he's supposed to make, and this is a dude who has not played the position professionally in 11 years, 10 years, whatever it is, and he looks like he knows what he's doing. There was one play, the nitpicker in me, I did not like, or I didn't say I don't like, but you're a little worried about that one that Seiya Suzuki almost beat out because he kind of, I wouldn't say he hot dogged it, but he very much was mechanical about it. He fielded the ball, took a step, tap, threw, almost got beat on that one, and I think that's something Mookie's going to look at. That internal clock isn't there. You don't expect it to be there when you've barely played second base the last couple of seasons, but I agree with your take. There are only 10. This is bringing facts to the fight here. There are only 10 qualified shortstops that are above league average, or however the hell you said it. I was totally listening. If you can add an 11th and already have them on your roster, you could very easily fill out right field. Hey, where's you got Jose Ramos in the minor leagues? You got Andy Pajes in the minor leagues. You can find a way to finagle more opportunities for Michael Busch in left field or something like that. You can improve your roster and get yourself an actual, major league starting shortstop for maybe the next 5 years. And it was the guy you paid a butt ton of money to play right field for you. I don't know. It's worth an experiment right now, especially with Miguel Rojas out, which I noticed now, or in the comments, people were really going in on the Miguel Rojas not great season, we'll say so far.
I mean,
I had to find a nice way of saying it. I don't know the nice way of saying doo-doo.
No, if you look at
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the season that he's having, which is so unfair to Miguel Rojas because, first of all, I mean, I don't want to rewind time, but, I mean, there were a lot of people who were starting to jump on the Miguel Rojas. Maybe a healthy Miguel Rojas can do something with the stick, but it was never going to happen. Is this not a guy that has the requisite skill set at this stage of his career and the bat speed and the ability to just be an average bat? He's going to hang his... No.
Directly call out. Did you throw him under the world's largest bus?
Noah didn't say that. Noah didn't say that. No, Noah's boy is Noah Syndergaard, who's actually really good lately.
No, he was high on that fool Miguel.
Well, look, there's really nothing that pointed to. Look, I mean, if you get a 2021 Miguel Rojas who's hitting 265, just slightly below league average, that's one thing. But the injuries have taken their toll. He has been banged up all season long. Hamstring, groin. This is a physically demanding position. So really the only drawback of having Mookie Betts at shortstop is that it might increase his injury chances. Is that overblown? I know you push back on that a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
you can get hurt anywhere, anytime, anyway. And if it's a wear and tear thing, he give him one more day off. I would argue that JD Martinez doesn't need to play every single game. Give the other guys a few days off here and there. Let JD be a hitting coach in the well with Rob and the gang, and give Mookie his day off at DH, or the same with when they're going to need to get Will in the lineup more if he ever comes back. But the whole idea of the wear and tear or the injury prone, you can get hurt anywhere.
And the thing is, the people you replace them with are both guys that have been injury prone in Miguel Rojas and Chris Taylor.
Yeah.
If you take away Chris Taylor's 4 home runs, he's 1 for 41. So if you want to try to get a bat to ball, a guy that can help this offense, Mookie makes the most sense. And I think, too, you're going to see a game that's going to continue to be more offensive-minded. Batting averages up around the league. We know the game encourages offense. And look, let's be honest, too. I mean, the game of baseball, this team, they need to see stars like Mookie Betts shine at that position.
Yeah.
And like I said, it comes down to one thing and one thing only. If Mookie Betts wants to play shortstop, then let the man play shortstop, because we know he's the face of this franchise. He signed the 12-year, $365 million deal. Last time I checked, there was a big drought for the Dodgers before he came to town, and he wins it for LA in his first year. So I don't think that it can be understated at all that if this is something that Mookie has embraced, then you can do it. And like you said, you can get injured at that position. Yes, you have to cover a lot of ground. I mean, I think one play that really stood out to me was the ball that was hit in shallow left field with Muncy, and he was kind of communicating with
Chicago
Peralta.
wind
The
does not
Chicago
help.
wind doesn't help,
But that's one play. The play I do really want to see is the backhand in the hole. I want to see him make a play deep in the hole to his right and see what happens. If I see the cannon there, then I'm all in.
He was so close to making it, but he kind of ranged it so quick, he was able to get in front of it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, if you
that's the other thing too. The dude is so damn fast.
Yeah.
So you're able to get away with him running out and getting plays that he's not supposed to get. Like, his speed it's not what it was, but it's still very much play. And it's not Trey Turner speed, but we've seen Trey Turner speed put him out in deep left field for some dumb reason in the playoffs and boot a ball he had no business being around. But the point is, I'm not saying like with Mookie, hey, this is your guy. I'm saying there's no reason for him to not be playing right now, because this is experimentation time of the season, and you still have his bat in the lineup, and you're finding other ways to get Hayward and Peralta and Outman in the same lineup at the same time. It's just what they need to do right now, and that's a good way of learning, hey, do we need a shortstop or not?
Yeah, it's their best option. I think the big fear that I have is, what if he likes it? What does this mean for Gavin Lux in the future? What does it mean down the line? But I think,
we've
too,
seen Gavin Lux
and
play an
I
okay
love this,
shot
too, because
second.
I love how this is going to irritate you, is he's going to get the Derek Jeter effect. Anything he does, if he just blinks, oh my, he blinked at the shortstop position. He's the greatest shortstop of all
We're
time.
already seeing that. I mean,
Yeah.
The captain.
MLB
captain.
on social media, John Boy on social media, ESPN on social media, all of them, getting hard about Mookie playing shortstop, or even, walking around the position. It's waiting. Thank you. Doug McCain on Twitter posting, here's some video I got of Mookie playing short.
I'm just desperate.
all these.
It's one of the coldest pictures of all time, though. Him in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Frame
cold
that.
picture.
Hang that in the Louvre.
Absolutely.
Did you say the Lou?
Cody Lou?
The Louvre.
Anyways,
Mona Lisa.
if you guys didn't figure it out over the last week or so of shows, we're pro Mookie at short.
Well, let's see some comments. I mean, make the argument against. I'm very interested to see.
That's a good point.
Because
right here.
look, the reality is, you look at the personnel, he's the best option. You look at what this team needs. How about the spectacle of it, too? They have Shohei Ohtani across town. He's a pitcher with the best ERA, a .67 ERA, the best pitch run value-wise with the sweeper. He's an elite hitter. Well, how about Mookie Betts being a shortstop converted? It really hasn't happened. I mean, you rarely see a guy that – it has never happened. I looked it up. I mean, I can't – unless you guys have an example of a 6-time award-winning outfielder that goes to shortstop.
Well, how good was Fred Lynn? I guess that was the other way around, though.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I mean, you'll see guys change positions, go
Gary
to DH.
Sheffield
Gary
came
Sheffield
up as a shortstop. He wasn't good at it.
He wasn't.
Well,
I
I guess
mean-
he came up at third, then short, and then
I mean, we have
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of
but it
times
was
it's
more
the
the
catcher.
other way
it's the
around.
catcher going to third base. I mean, the
Yeah.
Craig Biggio going to second base. Todd Zeal, our friend,
Yeah.
Todd Zeal from back in the day.
and
BJ Surhoff.
to have the accolades, the hardware to say, hey, I'm very good at this position. There's not a Dodger who said that they don't like Mookie at short. In fact, Clayton Kershaw, Freddie Freeman, those are two dudes you can get behind whatever they're saying. They both have said, I think Mookie can go out and win a Gold Glove at short if he wanted.
Yeah, and I think if he goes out there, puts up a year similar to what he did last year offensively, that was one thing I was looking at too, is you're looking for the backhand play with the throw in the hole. I'm looking for his offensive production while he plays shortstop. Yesterday, he went 2 for 4, was still able to play that position, had 6 putouts, made it look relatively easy. And I think if he can have a great offensive season while playing shortstop, changing positions, I think that adds to his MVP narrative down the line.
By the way, super chat. Mia Marie, let's go, man. 499 says we need to hit the like button. So guys, hit the like button.
Smash that like button.
Just like, it's somewhere around here or right there. Nailed it. Just saying. All right. As we do usually, show goes long. So let's get to the last part of the down. We'll try to get through it quick because we've already sort of talked around it a lot. But hey, 3 up, 3 down. Down. Outfield production: Trace, Peralta, Hayward, all WRC plus of 41 or under. I think it's both Peralta and Hayward are actually at like 20. Translation: not good at hitting the baseball. Now you have a little bit of options with Busch coming up. It's like you play Mookie at short, and you have maybe Busch play some second base or something, and get Miguel Vargas in right field. Like you were telling me earlier, maybe you have. You learn, or you have that opportunity to trade, and you already mentioned earlier, also in the show, trade for an outfield bat because that's much easier to find. Just give me your quick summary of where we're at on the outfield, and let's also lump in Chris Taylor, who's seen a fair amount of time out there.
Yeah, I mean Chris Taylor. I mean, what more can you say? He's struggled. And he's injured on top of that. So the thing about Chris Taylor, though, he's on a 4-year, $60 million deal. So they're not going to trade him. They're not going to DFA him. They're going to allow him to get an opportunity because he can play multiple positions. But David Peralta, I mean, they signed him in the offseason, late in the offseason. The expected batting average kind of likes him. It's a 279 expected batting average, and that's a big disparity compared to his 171 batting average. Also, too, defensively, he's in the 80th percentile and outs above average. So defensively, he has made some winning plays, whereas Jason Hayward, his defense actually is graded out at below average to start the year. I still think he's fine defensively, but the disparity with Hayward's batting average versus expecting batting average is pretty significant. He has a 115 batting average since April 10th, and his expected batting average at 364. You are seeing a lot of hard contact from Jay Hay. He's also Freddie Freeman's BFF. He's also gotten a lot of respect as a locker room leader, so he's not going anywhere. Trayce Thompson is the guy.
A 5-time Gold Glove winner.
5-time Gold Glove Award winner. I mean, he's had a fantastic career defensively. He's had his moments offensively. Trayce Thompson is the guy where I don't know if I'd unpack my bags quite yet. I think maybe you look at the hotel room.
I feel real good about my.
I mean, if you look at his
my
numbers,
preseason
there's
predictions.
just nothing. Look at this. Since April 2nd, after the big 3 home run game, he's hit 121 with a 469 OPS, a 43.6% K percentage, a 41 WRC plus. His expected batting average is 184. His expected slug is 550. Also, what was the big question leading into the season? How will he fare against lefties? He's 2 for 20 against southpaws with 12 strikeouts.
What's that batting average again right now, you said?
184, 121 since April 2nd.
We got a saying around here. It goes 121. Do something for me.
Anybody?
Anybody? Thank you. That's for the kids here in the office.
21. Yeah. So we'll see how many opportunities that he gets moving forward, but they're going to have to make a decision on him.
You talked a bit last week about not wanting to throw off the too many left-handed batters, too many right-handed batters. Just give me hitters that can hit. That's what you need.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's Michael Busch taking Trayce Thompson's spot right now, but you need to have one more dude that can do some damage to a baseball more often than not. Even a 200 hitter will get the job done. A 250 hitter, if it's Muncie, it's different. But give me some on base, give me some slug, give me something different than pop up or strike out.
Yeah, and also, too, you have
Chris
J.D.
Taylor.
Martinez, who's slugging more than Justin Turner did last year. You have a resurgent Max Muncy, who's slugging more than he did last year. You have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. This team they can deal with the fact that Trayce Thompson is gone and replace him with a more dynamic hitter, not just a guy that takes advantage of punishing mistakes. Yes, he's going to run into some home runs every now and then. It's just the swing is too long. Like I always said, that swing is longer than a CVS receipt, and it's just too inconsistent. And I love the guy. I mean, I think Trayce Thompson, remember the thumbnail I made when I did that story on him? He's proven everyone wrong. Trayce is proving everyone wrong. And I think he was the feel-good story last season, but unfortunately, look, this is Major League Baseball, okay? This is not some type of charity. I mean, this is the Dodgers. They're trying to win a World Series, and the reality is that his spot on the active roster could be filled with another player that could help this team.
Yeah, and dudes that deserve opportunities on the 40-man, whether that be Michael Busch or somebody like got Andy Pajes, just something different. If this is the year of the youth movement, give it to Andy. Might as well.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. I do think, though, they like the idea of seeing who they could get as a veteran as that time approaches at the deadline. And look, I don't think there's any reason why you can't have Michael Busch or Vargas play some left field. I mean, this idea that Vargas has to be the everyday second baseman forever and always, I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
Why? Because you want him to get comfortable and good at the position, but now you're going to hit that month-in mark. You're seeing, he can handle it. He's doing pretty well. But limiting him there is limiting the entire team. So you're probably going to see him start to move around a little bit more. I wrote in an article earlier, I would not be surprised to see him potentially slip over to third base while Busch is up, just to maximize the capability of the active roster this team is going to have in Pittsburgh. But that's some outfield thoughts right there. My hot take to button up that before we get into what's coming up and get our predictions and get the hell out of here. My hot take is I think we won't see all of the outfielders we see right now. Somebody is going to be gone by first week of May. Somebody will be off the roster. I don't know who. I don't know when. But possibly by or just after that first Padres series in San Diego. Somebody's going to be gone because you can't just keep on floundering. You had your experiment month. Figure something out. But moving on, here's your week ahead. This is brought to you by the DN app. Hey, there's a whole bunch of cool new stuff and new features on the DN app, and we keep trying to get it better every single day. So if you guys have ideas for the app, drop into our Twitter. Bossman posts tweets every couple of days asking folks to download the Dodgers Nation app. And, hey, it's the number one app in Dodgers app in the Apple Store, so we appreciate you guys on that. Just search Dodgers, and we're right there. Android works, and push notifications will be worked on and all this kind of stuff. So the features will keep coming, but we appreciate your support on the app, Dodgers Nation app. Go get it. 3 with the Pirates, then back home, 3 with the Cardinals. Pirates, shockingly, really good at this point of recording. They are 16-7, plus 25 run differential. Not great, not good or whatever, but it's a young team getting the job done. Dodgers, thankfully, facing 3 right-handed pitchers in this series. What do you think? What are your predictions for this series and for the next week of 6 games? Everybody, we're all agreed? 6 games.
6 games. I mean, this Pirates team, they gave the Dodgers trouble last year, and they were a bad team.
That's fair.
This has been one of the big surprises early on, this Pirates team going out there and winning with young talent. They brought McCutchen back. He's really gotten off to a great start this season. You got Syndergaard on the bump tomorrow, and then you got the mystery starter. Who's it going to be on Wednesday and Thursday? So Mitch Keller, you got Contreras. So I think this
bunch of dudes we don't know. Let's just go that way. Well, you pay attention to a lot of baseball. You don't really know any of these Pirates pitchers. That could be good for the Dodgers, could be bad.
I mean, look, this team, they won 3 out of 4 against Chicago. You're going home against the Cardinals. We know they always get up for the Redbirds. The Pirates, they know they need to start getting on a winning streak. Let's just say 5-1 Dodgers.
5-1. Wow.
Let's go bold. And then
what
edit
a
this
homer.
Out. 5-1.
I actually feel really good about this particular. I'm not feeling 5-1 good, but I'm feeling good about this upcoming slate of games. Nice slate of Dodger ball games. I'm gonna go 4-2. Got 4-2. What you got, DJ producer Cody?
I'll go. I'll go 3-3.
Yeah, 3 and
Split.
3. That's
I was gonna go 4-2.
The
but
Cardinals play rough. So is that 2 and 4 or 4 and 2? We got a 4 and 2 from Noah. What'd he? Oh,
Go 6-0.
no more
Go
perfect
6-0.
records.
Go 6-0.
Go 6-0.
Yeah.
Oh, not a white pill anymore.
Not the white pill.
5 and
Go
1
6-0.
from that. All right. So wait, you got now you switched? Oh, I thought he gave in to peer
Go
pressure.
0 and 6, bro.
I'm going
6.
3 up, 3 down in honor of my boy.
There you go.
Herculo.
There you go. So there's we also got Noel saying 5 and 1. So you're a 5 and 1. We got a 5 and 1. We got some good mix in here. Let's check out the stream. DKM says 4 and 3. I need this team to start waking up. They need a better night's sleep with that Manta Sleep mask. I think there's a code. There was a code that Gary dropped in the chat.
DN 2023.
Oh, there's a promo code. Sweet. DN 2023. Use that promo code right now. I want to wait. Just be silent. John Davis says, who wants tamales? 100,000%. This guy right now. I could totally go for some tamales. Hey, Noah. I mean, not Noah. Noel, you got a tamale guy? Yeah, I do. Hell yeah. I knew I liked that kid. Why? Oh, hell. Oh, fuck me. Michael says 4 and 3. Adam 818 says 3 and 2. So they're not even going to play enough games. Carl says 500 teams, so 3 and 3. Josh, get another one. Same as last week, 3 and 3. If the Dodgers don't have a lead after the 7th inning in Pittsburgh, they're not winning. Holderman and Bednar are nasty. That's true. You got to look at the back end of that Pirates bullpen. It's pretty damn lights out. But
Bednard.
Dodgers have a way. They have a way of doing some magic. What? I don't know what I'm. Oh,
I like
gotcha.
tamales, by the way.
I wanted you to dance more when you
Popping some tamales.
Dukeston says pitching I don't know, but we got a 6 and 0 from Dukeston. There was too many words to try to read in there. Osterberg says 4 and 2. Thanks for hanging out with us all day, Craig. Appreciate you. Bruce Davis 6 and 0. Surprisingly, Kevin Uhas 2 and 5. There's too many games, but all right. Titino says 6 and 0. Sarah Morris 3 and 3. Kevin fixed it. He says 2 and 4. We got it. Iris is being positive, 4 and 2. So that's a winning record. BC 3 and 3. And DB Grainer, Doug and Clint, are you attending any of the Giants series in June? Haven't made it that far ahead, but potentially.
Do what Nando said. That was funny.
What do you got? Where? Read it for me. I want to hear it.
This Dodgers pullout game was weak.
And on that note, we will end it. We also had there was a prediction for a rain out in here. What I just saw,
really?
I saw it. Somebody said there's gonna be a rain out because Pittsburgh sucks. 9:35 game on Thursday. Whack. Just saying. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for rocking with us, as Doug would say, surviving a nearly hour and a half show or whatever it is. We appreciate you guys being here. Find us on the internet at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to the Blue Heaven podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, on Pandora. Everywhere your podcasts are available for free, we are there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Hit the like, hit the bell, do all the things. Your grandma will like you for it. I am Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. That guy is DMac_LA on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for all the questions again. Thank you for your comments. Thank you so much for your super chats. We will see you on Friday. Bye.